Nice to meet you. Thank you very much for agreeing to talk to me today. Do you want to introduce yourself and tell everybody who you are?
Yeah, I'm Kelly from Ottoman Asia, and I'm another YouTuber, and I make them around here in Cambodia, mostly Siem Reap, and I really enjoy it here. It's a great place to live.
How long have you lived here for?
I've been here for 3 years now.
Is Siem Reap the only place in Cambodia that you've lived in, or have you lived in other places as well?
No, I've only lived in Siem Reap. I'm not much for the big cities. Phnom Penh, I was there for 2 days, and I said, okay, that's enough. I do want to travel more, and hopefully this year I'll be traveling more around. Last year I didn't. I was having some issues, but yeah, I love traveling around on my moto.
What sort of motorbike do you have?
I have a Honda Click scooter, the 125. It's enough for me. I've done trips, 7-day trips, all the way to the Mekong River. I've gone all the way around Tonle Sap Lake, and those were all solo adventures. Found out that 200 kilometers in one day is just a little bit
Too much. I would say so. So is the motorbike your own, or do you rent it?
No, I bought it.
And was that quite a easy process?
Oh yeah. I just looked up on it's one of the websites. I can't remember what it is, but and then I just looked at it, and I actually had a Khmer friend call him up, and it was really simple. It's a little bit different from like in the West. I know, like in the United States, when you get your registration, it has not your name on it, but the first person who bought the bike. But that's just the way it's done, you know.
Oh,
It's
okay.
really crazy that way. As long as you've got that card, you own the bike. If you lose that card, you can sell it for $200 and not get any money out if you sell your bike. So you gotta definitely have that.
Do you have insurance over here, or?
Yes, I have insurance. I know most people don't. There's supposed to be a law that was passed this year that everybody has to have insurance. But I've had insurance since I bought the bike because well, I mean it's relatively cheap. I think the first year was like $124 for the year, and then each year it goes down 10%. So the last time I bought it, it was like $102. So
It goes down.
yes, it goes down.
Wow. And here's me used to every year not making a claim and it going up and up and up and up.
So that's a good deal, I think.
You like traveling around on your motorbike. Where is the most interesting or one of your favorite places that you have gone out to?
The Karache, it's on the Mekong. It's the home of the Irrawaddy dolphins. You can go on a tour, you can kayak down it, and different ways of doing it. But I rented a boat. It was just me on it. I think for $10 an hour, go out and film the Irrawaddy dolphins, river dolphins.
And how far is that from here?
Well, it took me 2 nights to get there because I don't ride that far. But oh gosh, I don't know, 250 kilometers maybe.
Okay, so
Sure. Don't quote me on that. Google it yourself. Yeah.
So for me, it would probably be better to look to see if they do a tour. And
Yeah, well, last December, I think it was, Van and I, we took a bus there. It was a little cheap. I can't remember what it was, but, and it didn't even go through Phnom Penh like a lot of them did. And it was like about 6.5 hour bus ride there. And then we stayed at a place called Nomad.
okay.
Nomad, and I've stayed there before, and we had a great time. So it's easy enough to get over there, and the town is very friendly. I like the town, right on the river. Then there's an island right across on the river, right across from Krache, and it's a beautiful island. Go there. They also have homestays and stuff on the island too.
Oh wow, that
And
sounds
it's a
great.
really beautiful island. To ride the motorbike around probably take about 45 minutes. So like it's probably a little bit, a long walk if you want to walk around it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. As a now taken young man, before you were taken, what is the dating scene like for a young gentleman in Siem Reap?
Well, I didn't date for over a year and a half when I first got here, I didn't date. Well, kind of. I mean, I had a couple of lunches with somebody. I mean, it was just purely platonic and it was just nice friends, but nothing serious. And I say this a lot. I wasn't looking for a girlfriend, but I knew somebody was looking for me. I just let it happen. And if you come over here as a man, a single man, and one of your check boxes is to get a girlfriend, um, take your time, because a lot of the guys that I've known come over here, they'll get a girlfriend real quick, and 3 or 4 months later they are not happy for many reasons I really don't want to get into. But if you go down to the bar streets and stuff and find a girlfriend, you're not going to. Uh, like I told Dan from Vagabond Awake, I says, that doesn't mean go and date the librarians, although I have. But but not here. That was in Thailand. But yeah, just take your time, let it happen. I think the important thing about dating is networking. Networking, not with just don't stay in a bubble with the other expats, but
Yeah.
definitely make friends with the Khmer people. You get invited to places, go over to dinner. You might meet somebody's sister or whatever, and it just happens serendipitously. That's the word I think for dating here. That's just my opinion. Just let it happen, And I was in no hurry, and I have a wonderful wonderful girlfriend right now.
Oh, that's really nice. How long have you been together?
A little over a year now.
That's lovely.
And I also adopted in my heart her 9-year-old daughter, which was kind of spooky at first at my age and stuff, but she edged it on, because right as soon as we started dating, she would call me daddy. I'm like,
Okay.
as we went on, I'm going, that is fine. That is just absolutely fine.
That is really, really nice. Have you been down to Kampot?
No, I haven't been any further south than Phnom Penh. I plan on it. Last year I was planning on it, but I suffer from an ailment, and it just sometimes kicks my butt. Say butt.
You said but. You went there.
You can beep it.
Have you been to Angkor Wat? Did you do the equinox rising? Because I know that just happened recently.
6 o'clock in the morning? No. No, I've been up to Angkor Wat many times. I'm lucky enough now to have a free yearly pass, so I go up there anytime I want. And Van and I, we go up there sometimes just for a ride. But she used to work up there, not for Apsara, but years ago. She knows a lot of the hidden gems, some of the more obscure places, and she's been showing me those. And way off of the tourist area, and there's a lot to see there. 76, 78, something like that. Major structures and a whole bunch of little smaller structures. There's a lot there, a lot more than a 1 day or even a 2 day tour. You see, you can spend a month up there. Really,
Wow.
it's just fascinating up there.
Yeah, I've actually only been once, and the weather was pitiful. It rained.
Oh.
So, yeah, I didn't get the sunset that I wanted to do. But you just said that you've now got a free pass. How does that work?
Well, once you've lived here for 2 years, or show that you have, two, I guess like 2 consecutive years. I don't know. They're really iffy on it. But if you have one visa that says you're here for a year, and then get another one, I don't know if you're supposed to actually live here for 2 years, or with that second 1 year visa, if you can get it. But that's how you do it. Basically, the way it's written is if you got 2 year visas.
So if you're a resident here,
or not a local, but
yeah,
you know what I mean.
Another lot of questions that I get asked, which I'm hoping you're going to be able to help me with, is medical care over here. Just recently, I interviewed a guy called Mike. Have you got any experiences, or can you recommend hospitals or tell people what it's like?
Yes, actually, I've done videos, so check it out.
We'll link them. We'll
Just
link them.
easier done. No, Autumn in Asia. um, yes, I do. I spent like 3.5 days in the hospital a couple of years ago. I have Crohn's disease, and I was having major problems. I had a triple whammy. It was Crohn's disease. I had an intestinal blockage, and I had food poisoning all in the same day. In the Expat, which is a smaller hospital, they don't have everything that you need. But for instance, they finally wanted to take a CAT scan of my stomach because they really didn't know what was going on. So they sent me over to Angkor Wat, which is one of the biggest ones here, and they did a CAT scan, then came back on an ambulance, and then they had some more information, and they were able to do the proper treatments. They are, how can I say this without getting in trouble? They're really nice people. I think they really super care about their job, and that's something that's sometimes foreign to some of us foreigners.
Yeah.
I guess that's a politically correct way of saying that. No offense, no offense, but and well, just I'll tell you, those 3 days I had a couple of sonograms, CT scan, chest X-rays, all kinds of blood work. I have had a drip, couple of drips all the time. 5 shots of morphine, meds, and when I left, they gave me some meds. And oh yeah, the ambulance service to the other hospital and back. And then when I got out, I bought a case of Ensure because I hadn't been eating for like 5 days because I have issues. And the total of that, all of that with the room, I had a private room. The total was $1,200.
What? Goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I've also had a CT scan of my chest just recently because doctors back in the States says it's about time for you to get one because of my age. Long story short, but once they found out that that I actually live here and stuff, they quoted me $250 for a chest CAT scan, and then when everything was said and done, it was actually like 223. So, and it is kind of a little bit of a difference from your friend that you were talking about. I watched that video and I'm going, wow, there was a big differences there. Probably because he was on insurance.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and to answer your next question, no, I don't have any health insurance. A lot of us expats here don't. Some of them do. I mean, that's up to you what your comfort level is there. But I have a separate account in one of my banks that I don't touch except for emergencies such as hospital stays and things like that.
Mm.
And I'm comfortable with that. At my age, I finally checked it out about 3-4 weeks ago because people kept on asking me, and my health insurance here would cost I think they said about over $650 a month. Okay,
Wow.
and I'm 66 years old. A lot of people want that information, and I'm going to put that out again on one of my videos. So, I mean, if you can afford it, and I'm sure if you're 25 years old and you come over here to teach English and you work out, and you're good shape, you probably get it for a hell of a lot cheaper.
Mm.
And I also heard a rumor after 70 years old, you're not going to get it. But that's
Right.
just a
Okay.
rumor. But I've heard that many times.
Okay. Well, whereabouts in the US are you originally from?
Originally from northern Minnesota, dear, eh?
Okay.
Minnesota guys know that. But I've lived all around the United States, and I guess right now my home port in the United States would be Arizona. Yeah,
Nice.
it's hot there too in the summertime.
Yeah, I was in Michigan for 3 years, which
Yeah.
hot sometimes, but a lot of the time it's cold.
One thing about those states up there, and compared to here, when people ask about mosquitoes, people here don't know about mosquitoes until they've been up in Minnesota. Oh, they're much worse.
Yeah, definitely. So you've been out of the United States for how long now?
About Well, I go back every year, but so I'd say about 4.5 years. Right after COVID, I couldn't come over here because it was just too many hoops to jump.
Yeah, hoops to jump through.
Uh,
Yeah.
so I went down to southern Mexico, Oaxaca first,
Nice.
and it's like 200 miles north of, or I don't know how many kilometers. Sorry, north of Guatemala. So it's
Mhm.
way down there. I spent I spent 4.5 months down there. I spent too much time at the beach because the first place I went to was Puerto Escondido, and that was the Mexican pipeline, and the waves were 10, 11 meters high. They were freaking huge, and these
Wow.
people are surfing them, and it was just a fun town. And
Yeah.
then I went up the mountains to Oaxaca City. I stayed there for 5 weeks. I got some dental work done. Unfortunately, then I went to Cancun.
No.
No, yeah, no.
I've
Uh,
got friends that tend to go there a lot, and I'm like, I've never been, so I.
it's well, I'm very spoilt with some of the beaches, like especially in Thailand, and then
Oh,
go to a beach that's basically a man-made stretch of land, and these older, a lot of them are like really old looking hotels and stuff, and the beach was just swarmed with cabanas and stuff. I
okay.
stayed about 6 miles inland out in the barrios
Oh,
because,
nice.
well, I majored in anthropology, so I'm really interested in that. So I was out there living with the locals, and it's funny because I decided to make a video called Cancun versus Cancun. Basically, the barrios and what tourists see. And then I went
Wow.
down to Tulum, which was great down in Tulum. Really nice town. Um,
Yeah.
very walkable, very bikeable. A lot of bikes, a lot of bicycles. You can rent one, and it was a lot of fun because they had a lot of cenotes. Cenote is basically an underground lake or river or whatever,
Oh,
and there's
okay.
so many places you can go and snorkel. They have guided tours
Oh,
and
it
stuff,
sounds amazing.
and it was the highlight of my trip.
Yeah. So, do you think that you are quite settled here in Siem Reap now, and this is your forever home, or do you think you will ever go back stateside?
Well, if I ever go back stateside permanently, it'll probably because of my health. If it gets really super bad, but I even question that too because of the because of the culture of the Khmer people. I have a girlfriend
Yeah.
right now, and her family loves me, and once they get to know me more, I'm part of their family, and they will, in my autumn years, they would help me if I needed help, and I'm sure Vanna would, and also when her daughter grows up, I mean, it's very family oriented. I'll never be a Khmer, uh, but I but I can have a Khmer family.
Thank you so much for talking to me today. It's been so nice.
I hope I didn't
Uh,
talk too much.
no, no, not at all, not at all. And just say the name of your YouTube channel again.
That's autumn in Asia. Doing some research real quick, and the seasons here in Cambodia, they don't have autumn.
They
So
don't have autumn, no.
so did I make a mistake on my name? It's like, oh, wow.
Well, thank you very
Yeah. Well, thank
much.
you for interviewing me. It was a pleasure and a lot of fun. So
Cool.
yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome.